Oh, Chef donated $2. Thank you. Oh my god! So now the episode's gonna be cut in two? Because it was off for so long that it fucking stopped? Yeah, because we've been streaming for 2.5 hours, now it's stuck in a different thing. It's saying we're at 30 seconds now. Is it really going to be saved as two different fucking things? Am I going to have two different... Am I going to have to stream for another fucking hour just to make sure that this shit is long enough? Why? Why is the internet such shit right now? I'm doing all I can. I'm doing literally everything I could possibly be doing. Nothing else is on the internet. Nothing else in this entire house is on the internet. Why is my internet such garbage? I'm just trying to do something. I'm just trying to enjoy my life for 2 fucking seconds. But no, it's not good enough. Nothing's fucking good enough, is it? Now I'm just a fat fuck getting mad on the internet. Oh, there's not fucking much of those. Well, we seem to be back, so I might as well just fucking try. Good thing I never joined. I wouldn't have even accepted your application in the first place. Hey, that's just rude. Don't try acting all cute and helpful. We both know you wouldn't do office work to save your life. What? You really think you really have that little faith in me? That's another phrase that's been used a million times. Faith in you? Oh, you really crack me up. Ha ha ha. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked here. Cleveland Coon, no offense, but I think you're the last person anyone would rely on to do that kind of work. How is that not supposed to be offensive? I did start my sentence by saying no offense. That's gotta be worth something, right? Oh, I hadn't thought of that, Hitoga. That's a good one. This family is seriously messed up sometimes. Once the last of the guests head home, we begin working on the cleaning. At least one good thing I could say about boring parties like these is that they don't leave much junk behind to be clean. Shuichi's dad is sitting down on the couch in silence with a bottle of sake in his hand, doing nothing but look at the roof. Hitoga, you don't have to help us with the cleaning, you know. You can just leave it to Cleveland and me. Don't be stupid. It'll go by faster if the three of us do it. Plus, at least this way, I can actually do something to help since you didn't bother to bring me into the planning for my own father's party. You will not let this go, huh? Not likely. She puts a bunch of stacked cups inside the trash bag, a smile going from ear to ear. By the way, what'd you think of the party, Hitoka-chan? She pauses, bringing a hand to her chin and making an exaggerated sound. The food was really good. So was the cake. I like those two the best. And she then purses her lips, leaning in towards the two of us to whisper something. The party itself was kind of boring, but I guess that's sort of the thing Dad enjoys. Shuichi snorts, scratching his cheek with amusement. Oh, good. That's already 3 people who thought so. Let me guess, the other 2 people are you two. Of course. It's only to be expected, though. This party wasn't thrown for us. It was supposed to be an office party for that. In that case, you certainly nailed it. Aw, thank you. I'm not sure whether I want to take that as a compliment. I just hope your dad enjoyed the party. So do I. It's really hard to tell with him. As if that's surprising. He's got one of the biggest poker faces I've ever seen. Maybe we should ask him? Be my guest. Well, I have to ask him. He's your father. And asking him is your idea. Yeah, but... Oh, for the love of God! There he is. Toka rolls her eyes, turning around and walking towards her father. We merely followed her with our gaze, surprising at her sudden annoyance. Hey, Daddy? Don't make me say Daddy on the fucking internet. Takehiko-san lets out an inquisitive and his head moves slightly so he can look at his daughter. Hitoka smiles, sitting down on the couch next to him. This was pretty nice. This was a pretty nice party the boys planned, right? It must have been fun to see your friends and have time to relax after coming back home.
I suppose.
He spoke very dryly. His voice was maddeningly devoid of any meaningful emotion. You don't look very happy. Hitoka bites her lip, looking down at the floor with downcast eyes. For crying out loud. Shoichi mutters something under his breath with a very annoyed voice. Almost as if on cue, Takehiko-san shifts in his seat, looking at his daughter with a more worried expression.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby girl. I'm just feeling a little tired after that long trip.
So, you enjoyed yourself at the party?
Of course. I'm very grateful to Cleveland for helping set it up.
Sir, don't forget that it was Shoichi's idea. Takehiko-san looks at the two of us, clicking his tongue.
Yeah, that's true. Regardless, I enjoyed myself. It was good to have a chance to relax before getting back to work.
He gets up from the couch, putting a hand on Hitoka's shoulder and giving it a gentle squeeze.
Now, if you boys will excuse me, I need a rest after my trip. Make sure to put any leftover food in the fridge, Cleveland-kun. Take some with you when you go home tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No, sir. I'm going home as soon as we're done with the cleanup. The older husky glances at his watch on the wrist, frowning.
It's far too late for you to be walking the streets. Just spend the night here. Shoichi, prepare the futon for him. I'll set one up for Hisoka.
I finally did it. I finally said Hisoka. I've watched all of Hunter x Hunter. There's a character named Hisoka, for those who don't know. And every time I've had to say Hitoka, I've been like, oh god, I'm gonna fucking say it. But no! It's Hitoka!
Hitoka too.
Yes, sir. But, oh yay, a sleepover! It's been years since I've done anything like that with you two.
Make no mistake, you're staying in my room.
What, but Dad?
No buts. You're a young lady now. I'm not letting you spend the night in a room with two grown boys, even if one of them is your brother. From the corner of my eyes, I see Shuichi's grip tightening around his crossed arms, so much so that his hands shake a little. It's for the best, Hitoka-chan. Girls and guys our age really shouldn't be sharing a room. That's no fun. How are we supposed to play games or talk until late in the night like this? Play games? Cleveland and I spend all day busting our ass, working non-stop for this party. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm gonna be out cold. Weakling? Devil woman.
Will you two stop bickering? You're no longer kids. Shut up! Shut up!
Well, you kids do whatever you like. Hitoka, I'm gonna set the futon up for you in my room. Just come in when you're ready for bed. Don't knock on the door and don't wake me up.
Yes, Dad. I'm just saying that. Takehiko-san walks out of the room and into the hallway. I hear the sound of the door closing shut behind him with more force than I expected. Oh man, I'm gonna get an earful tomorrow. What? How come? You might not have noticed, but Dad's in a bad mood. What? There's no way. At worst, he's just neutral. I mean, why would he be in a bad mood after this whole party made just for him? Trust me, you haven't lived with him in the past 3 years. He's most definitely in a bad mood. He's been in a bad mood since the moment he walked through the door. Whether he's in a bad mood because of the party or he was already like that before he walked in is a whole different story entirely. That's weird. I really don't get that vibe from him. Neither do I. But then again, I don't get any vibe from him. Dad has changed a lot since he and Mom got divorced. He's a lot more irritable nowadays. That's strange. I remember him always being really sweet and caring with me. I don't think I've ever seen him upset. Yeah, there's a lot you haven't seen. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. There's just no point in wallowing in the past. How about we just get ready for bed? It's not even 10 p.m. and tomorrow is Sunday. You guys can stay up a little late, can't you? I'm exhausted. Can we just do this another time? Sorry, Hitoka-chan, but same here. I've been cooking and organizing all day. I kind of just want to rest. Hell no! Here we go. Don't here we go, me! We haven't hung out together in months! There's no way I'm gonna accept a maybe later. What do you want us to do? I feel like passing out already. Plus, we still need to clean ourselves up before bed. I'm pretty sure the warm water isn't going to help with keeping us awake. Then take a cold bath. I feel now is my turn to say it. Hell no! She cocks her head to the side, smacking her lips with brows furrowed. And why not? And what do you mean, why not? It's cold. I'm not going to take a cold bath in the middle of the night. That really is a little unreasonable. Screw unreasonable. You two are going to spend the night with me. I was afraid of this. Hitoga-chan, I promise we'll set a date to do it another day. No! She puts her foot down, her cheeks puffed out from all her pouting. You guys have been sidelining me for months. I'm not taking any of that anymore. The three of us are here together right here and right now. We're going to use that opportunity to have fun. Your definition of fun involves a lot of holding people for ransom. Hitoga puckers her lips, crossing her arms and looking away from us. If that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. She's being so unreasonable. Fine, we'll do what you say, if it only keeps you from killing us. I heard that. I'd hoped you would. Can we at least clean ourselves up first? I feel all sweaty and gross. Didn't you guys bathe before the party? We were still running around and helping organize stuff during the party, you know. Fine, just be quick about it. Yes, your highness. And save me the sass. I'm afraid I can't do that. Come on, Cleveland, before she changes her mind. You're not suggesting we bathe together, are you? Are you seriously that self-conscious that you won't take a bath with me in my house? You make your Japanese genes sad. Just shut up already. You can go first. Yeah, I'll prepare the bath for you before I finish with mine. I'll be white out. Hitoga sits on the couch, crossing her arms and legs. She stares at me with a grumpy expression. Unlike her father, telling how she feels is so incredibly easy that it's almost a bit funny. You okay there, Hitoga-chan? I'm upset. How you guys thought it would just be okay to go on my how you guys thought I'd just be okay and go on my merry way after you two ignored me on me? We didn't ignore you. I still message you at least once a week, don't I? Oh yeah, because that's such a good substitute for real interaction. Okay, I'm sorry. I admit, we probably could have done more to include you in the stuff we were doing. It's just that we've befriended this new guy who transferred to our school this year, and most of our time that we go out, we're just doing it for him. We didn't really have... Oh my god, the fucking stream! Don't you fucking dare. Hey, it's back! Holy shit! It's not fucking... And it's gone again! Oh my... I fucking hate this town. This is the best we can get in this town. This is the best I have. There's no other, maybe we could try a competition. No, this is the best we have. This is... We didn't really have any reason not to invite you. It just never crossed our minds. She stares at me, her brow furrowed. Her eyes kept moving up and down as she studied my face intently. Finally, she sighed, lifting her hands back in the air. Fine, I'll let it slide this time, but only because I can't imagine you guys keeping me out of malice. Considering how airheaded you two are, the idea that you forgot doesn't seem to be all far-fetched to me. Wait, airhead? Since when are we airheaded? Oh, you didn't like that. Do you prefer the alternative where you kept me away on purpose and I have every reason to be mad at you? Good, you're right. We're a duo of airheads. Her face finally lights up, a bright smile taking the place of the severe expression she had until now. Hitoga-chan giggles cheerfully, almost in a childlike manner. Her voice carries softly through the air with a certain grace that is unusual for her. You're forgiven. I know that you can be a little intense sometimes. I know I can be a little intense at times, but you guys have to remember that you two are my closest friends. It gets really lonely when I can't spend time with you two. Yeah, that's fair. And it never really bothered to look at things from her point of view. When I think about it, Hitoka is always tagging along with Saya, Shuichi, and I when we were kids, and Aki joined in when he was old enough to do so. The 5 of us were always playing together as children and having fun as a group. Our childhood days really were a blast. Remembering it already has me feeling a certain nostalgia. And yet, nowadays, I barely talk to Hitoka. I never do anything with Aki outside of playing video games every now and then. Guess Shuichi and I are both guilty of ignoring our families. How about we go out together sometime, just the 5 of us? Hitoka's eyes furrowed again in a look of confusion. The 5 of us? Yeah. If we all were having a get-together in honor of our childhood days, then we can't forget about Aki. Oh, I didn't know we were doing it to honor our childhood days. I just wanted us to have a get-together. Well, thought it'd be a fun little idea. Hitoka laughs, her ears twitching. I'm not saying it's not. I just find it funny to see your tendency to overthink creeping up on you again. I overthink things? Have you ever met your brother? I'm not saying he doesn't do it too. Honestly, you two are fruit of the same tree when it comes to that sort of thing. Very much disagree with you on there. You're free to disagree as much as you like, but as someone who knows the two of you really well, you're more alike than you think. I reject this notion and refuse to take part in the conversation. Cease your activities at once. What are you, a lawyer? I think lawyers would say stuff like that with more gusto. Objection! This is purely or something like that. God, you really are a dweeb. What? Seriously, you'd have to be a big dweeb to make a lame joke like that. Lame? Giggling, Hitoka walks up to me, putting both of her arms behind her back and standing merely a few centimeters away from my face. That's right. Your joke was really lame, but don't worry. That's one of the reasons why you're so fun to hang out with. She gives me a friendly poke in the stomach, causing my body to jerk away from her. Hitoka, don't do that. You're still pretty ticklish, aren't you? Yeah. Let me try again. She starts furiously poking my stomach with both of her hands. I try to jump away from her and put some distance between us, but she gives chase. Hitoka, stop! Crap, if she keeps this up, I'm going to break into a fit of laughter. Remember how we used to play around like this when we were kids? Shuichi was the one who taught me all of your weak spots. Get away from me! No, stop already! Oh, you're caving in. Your legs are already shaking. Hitoka, stop! I can't breathe! My legs are suddenly give way, making me slip and fall. Hitoka, who'd been chasing me, also trips and falls too. Wah! Whoa! Hitoka falls on top of me, knocking the air out of my lungs. Ow, are you okay? World spinning. Sorry, I went a little too far. What the hell are you two doing? 'Cause, of course, he shows up right now. Shuichi, I can explain. Of course you could explain. You wouldn't be stupid enough to try to get it on with my sister in my house. You know I'd kill you for that. So, let me guess. Someone tripped and fell. That's half the story, yeah. Someone better not tell me the other half of this. Someone better tell me the other half of this story ASAP, then. I was chasing Cleveland and tickling him a lot. You two should be more careful. You two could have hit your heads. You're no longer kids. Try acting like adults. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Apology accepted. Now, Cleveland, I've already left the faucet on for the bathtub. It won't take long for it to fill up, so get to the bathroom already. I think you left some of your clothes here last time you came over, so I'll leave them on the door for you. Thanks. Sorry for the trouble. Don't be ridiculous. It's no trouble. And Hitoka, we need to talk. This can't be good. Considering the words Shuichi spoke to his sister just before I went to the bathroom to wash myself, I came back to the living room terrified that they might be having some tense conversation that I shouldn't be a part of. Can't believe someone would suggest something like that. Ha ha ha. Right? How stupid do you have to be to think of an idea that idea would get accepted? Instead, I get back to the sound of laughter and the two sitting on opposite ends of the couch chatting merrily. What'd I miss? They both turned to look at me at the same time. Wow, you're looking pretty sharp there, Mr. Athlete. Yeah, Shuichi, why didn't you tell me the clothes I had left here were some of my sports outfits? What difference does it make? Clothes are clothes. You're not wrong, but it's kind of embarrassing to be wearing these indoors. For the love of God, it's just a polo and some shorts. What's so embarrassing about it? I don't know myself. It just feels weird. The only thing that's weird here is you. Settle down, you two. As if we were being particularly rowdy right now. Rowdy enough that I have to tell you to settle down? Whatever you say. If you don't mind me asking, what were you two talking about before I came back? Hitoka was telling me about some suggestions some of her classmates made for the school festival. Oh, what about it? Why don't you tell him too, Hitoka? Smiling, Hitoka nods. What is this scene that you all are going gaga over? Well, when my class was voting on what we'd do for the maid festival, a few of the boys suggested we could make a maid cafe. Can you believe that? What? A maid cafe? Yeah, isn't that ridiculous? What self-respecting girl would ever work in a maid cafe? Of course, all the girls in the class shot that idea down immediately. That's... Look over at Shuichi and see him barely able to keep himself from breaking into a fit of laughter. I see. He hasn't told Hitoka about Saya's work at a maid cafe. He's finding out all of Hitoka's comments incredibly hilarious. Considering how much Hitoka looks up to Saya, I have no doubt that he finds the whole thing hilarious. Yeah, can't imagine a girl doing something like that either. Right? It's just so demeaning. Oh, those boys are so stupid. She has no idea just how close her words hit. Other than that, it seems that Hitoka's time in our school has been pretty uneventful. She hasn't even joined a club yet. Really? Isn't the deadline to submit applications the end of May? Yep, if she lets it pass, she won't be able to join any clubs until next year. So you have to make sure to write your application to the volleyball club already, okay? Don't be ridiculous, we both know I'm not joining the volleyball club. But I'm sure you'd like it. How many times do I have to tell you that I don't like sports? I hate feeling all sweaty and gross. Come on, at least humor your big brother a little. I'll pass. I don't think there's any club I'm interested in joining, so I'll just go without. Don't be like that. That's such a waste of your student life. Personally, I find it more wasteful to keep myself cooped up in school for 10 hours a day. I prefer to just go home straight after class and hanging out with my friends. How is it that you turned out so different from me? God forbid two siblings don't end up the same. Stuff like that never happens. Don't you sass me. Shuichi, you're being a little unreasonable here. Hitoka-chan has the right to like different things than you know. Easy for you to say. You have a brother who just might love tennis more than you do and glorifies you for your skill. Do you want a key for yourself? I'll give you my blessing. Don't just go around offering your brother to people. Yeah, that sounds so filthy. Filthy? I meant to give him to Shuichi to be his brother instead. What the hell are you thinking of? Oh, Hitoka looks away, her cheeks reddening as she stammers to think of her words. He's 12, you fucking creep! That's an excellent question. Seems someone had their mind in the gutter. Shut up! Might have hit the nail on the head because her face just got so red it's kinda cute. I guess this serves to prove once and for all that girls can have dirty minds too. Pfft, as if that was ever in question. I don't have a dirty mind. Of course you don't. You thought we were talking about knitting, didn't you? Just shut up. Yeah, that's enough for now. I swear I can feel steam coming out of your head. Ow! I already told you to shut up, didn't I? Fine, I get it. You don't have to hit me. If I don't hit you, you'll never learn.
What am I to you, a punching bag? Thinking back to your childhood together, I think that'd be an accurate way to describe it. Well, it's not a way I'm happy with.
She crosses her arms, looking away from her brother with a huff. Her cheeks, however, are still tinted red, and her tail is lashing around almost like a cat's. Geez, she's so easy to read. Happy early birthday, Annalicia. Annalicia. I don't know how to say your name properly, so I'll say it a bunch of different times, hoping I get it at least once. You're gonna get all huffy now. You're such a pain. Shuichi might maybe try not saying these things right to her face. Oh, please, I'm not gonna spoil her rotten like my parents. Or you, for that matter. What? I don't spoil her. What are you talking about? You spoil anyone as long as you think they're cute. You spoil Aki to this day for that reason. Plus, you also spoil June now because of that. That's not... It's different. Sure, like I'll believe that. This June guy you mentioned a few times tonight. What's he like? Oh, you're showing interest in my friends. That's a first. How is that a first? I'm friends with Cleveland-kun and Saya-chan, aren't I? That's different. You basically grew up with them around us. Of course you'd become close. Whatever, just tell me about this June guy. Fine, calm down already. Why are you fussy all of a sudden? If I didn't know her well enough, I'd say she's jealous of the guy that just moved into town and now gets all the attention from her brother and I. Oh no, wait, that's exactly what it is. Come on, Shuichi, it couldn't be more obvious. His name is Jun Kobayashi. He apparently lived here a few years ago, but moved away for school and only came back this year. Since he didn't know many people in town, he was completely new at our school. He helped him get around. And when it turned out that he was a really great guy and just fit right in with our group, he basically comes with us wherever we go now. Hitoka pouts, her lips quivering with disdain. She looks away from Shuichi, her pointed stare falling to the floor. Lucky. What was that? Couldn't hear you. I said poor guy!
4 times. 4 times. 4 times. 4 times. So many times. So many times. So many times. They do the same shit. Too many times.
Geez, of all the people he had to meet first, it had to be you two. Now he has to put up with the 2 giant weirdos every day. That's the most pitiful thing I've ever heard. Hey, what are you so angry of all of a sudden? Come on, Shuichi, you gotta be smarter than that. You said something? Nothing at all! 5 times! 5 times! 5 times! 5 times! 5 times! WCW champion! Either way, Hitoka, Jun is kind of a quirky person. He can be pretty eccentric and intense when he gets excited, so not everyone would have the patience to deal with that. Indeed, lucky for him, we just find that side of him funny more often than not. Except when he's crushing my arm in the streets. Crushing your arm? What? Yeah, Jun-kun is a little fearful of crowds. He can get very nervous around groups of people, and he tends to cling to others when that happens. The word cling doesn't even begin to describe it. It was like having a boa constrictor wrap around my arm. Why does it always have to be me? You're the one that's always standing closest to him. I guess. Huh, this guy sounds like a total wimp. Hey, you don't even know him to be talking about him like that. Jeez, why do you have to acting so aggressive? Spoof's doing okay. He's in his cage right now, resting. Are you seriously that stumped? The answer should be obvious to you, dumbass. We might introduce you to him sometime. If you stop calling him a wimp, that is. We'll see. Oh boy, she's pouting so much. So not acting her age right now. So I take it you two have been busy hanging out with this guy lately. We don't hang out with him as much as you think. We're pretty busy with our own clubs and whatnot. Oh yeah, how's that coming along? Are you guys finally gonna win something? We make it to the finals every year. Don't be so dismissive. Hey, you guys never qualify for the national championship, so what good does that do you? Competition is hard, okay? Up until 5 years ago, the Saitama Prefecture would get 2 spots in the national championship. But because of lackluster performances in it, we got one of our spots given to one of the more promising prefecture. Plus, the team that always qualifies is seriously strong. The worst part is our school used to be the strongest in the prefecture until a few years ago when Shiroyama High School started aggressively poaching all kinds of players to their school. I guess our school just doesn't want to invest in the volleyball club that much. Yeah, and whose fault do you think that is? I don't think there's anyone to blame for that. Yes or no? Did you get a full scholarship plus a ton of benefits for joining this school? Oh, come on. You can't say that it's my fault or school stopped investing in the volleyball club. I'm not even going to try that. Academy might have good players in the past, but all the people who's rose to the top only after they were already here. The tennis courts were pretty run down until they spent a ton on renovating it so the program would be appealing enough for you. And it's not just you. Minami has Saya too. Being able to nab the number 2 player in Japan's male division and the number 1 on the female is no small feat. The amount of concessions they give you guys is insane. When all the good players in Saitama started flocking to Shiroyama, made no effort to make any offers to them. In the end, they ended up building a great team while ours was filled with average players. Wow, I don't think I've ever heard you talk smack about your teammates. Don't get me wrong, they're good. I'm not saying they're not. But you can't argue against talent. Shiroyama got the most talented players in our prefecture on a single team. No matter how well I run our team, that wall is hard to overcome. Jeez, I've never seen you sound so defeated before. Yeah, what happened to that don't talk crap about my teammates policy? Don't get me wrong, I have no intention or desire of losing. Stream! There we go. But I won't fool myself either, you know? Everyone in the team is aware of their own shortcomings, but we're still working really hard to do our best. Where there's a will, there's a way. And that's what we believe in. I suppose it doesn't hurt that they have the best setter in the country as their captain either. That's going too far. Oh, please, you've been getting interviewed by magazines and TV stations since we were kids. He's also got offers from at least 4 professional teams. Let me guess, they went right into the same place as the summons for Japan's youth teams, didn't they? Yep, right in the trash. I barely have enough free time as it is. The only way I'd be able to attend those training camps and competitions would be if I took time away from my training with my team. I can't do that. Yeah, and that's been your excuse for, what, the past 5 years now? It's not an excuse. Whatever you say, boss. Shuichi's shoulders quiver slightly. I can see him biting his took. What? To keep himself from answering back. Both literally and figuratively speaking. He even curled his tail around him on top of his lap. Is it possible for him to look more like a cornered dog? Hitoka gives him a few taps on his back, bringing his attention back to her. Don't worry, I'll be there to cheer you on this time again. I'm sure this year will be your year. I really hope so. It's my last chance to go to the national tournament. I want to be able to stand on those courts at least one more time before I have to say goodbye to my teenage life. Jeez, way to make it sound so dramatic and sad. I'm sorry I take things seriously. Maybe you should learn a think or two from me. You mean how to be an uptight dork? I think he's fine that way he is. What? Hey! It doesn't have to be the last time unless you want it to be. You've already been offered opportunities to become a professional. I don't know why you're so stubborn about going to college and becoming a businessman. Of course you don't understand. You lived in brief tennis your entire life. I imagine, can't comprehend what it's like to have different priorities. That's not true. Are you two having this discussion again? I swear I've already heard a rehashed version of it at least 10 times. I'm not the one who keeps bringing it up. Yell at him for a change. How about you don't yell at anyone? What? And lose this perfect opportunity to get some aggression out of my system? As if.
You're the devil, woman.
Ow! Jesus, she practically jumped at me to punch my shoulder. This'll teach you to not talk to me like that. You'd do a much better job of feigning annoyance if you weren't smiling from ear to ear. She sits back on the sofa, putting a hand to her chin as if she were thinking of something. In reality, it's just a blatantly obvious attempt to hide her smile. This girl is one day going to be the death of me, I swear. You two try to behave, okay? You might wake up Dad if you keep this up. Gotcha. Hey, T-Dog. This is Shuichi and her sister. And his sister, I should say. Thank you, Fluff. Shuichi's right in the sense that you tend to insist on the pro thing a lot. I haven't hung out with you guys in a while, but I still remember it being a semi-frequent conversation topic. Yeah, whatever you say. Besides, you're in no position to talk. You completely reject offers from companies wanting to sponsor you for stupid reasons. Hey, my reasons aren't stupid. Oh, please, I don't want them to think they own me. What kind of reason is that? Once I go pro, I'll bite the bullet because I need some capital to pay for my travels until I can get things rolling and start earning championship money. But as long as the club is covering my costs, I'm not going to bother. And yet you try to criticize me for rejecting good offers too. At least I'm still trying to go pro. Hey, ladies, quit the bickering! Oh, my ears, they're ringing. Hitoka-chan, what did we just say about settling down? I can ask you the same. What did I just say about fighting over this? But it's not. I don't care. If you two keep this up, I'm gonna go outside and grab the hose. What? You wouldn't. Dad would kill you for getting the furniture wet. Before our very eyes, Hitoka began sniffling. Her eyes teared up and her body began to shake. She starts wiping the tears on her eyes and she sobbed frantically. They were fighting, Daddy. I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared. You're horrible. As quickly as they came, the waterworks immediately stopped. Hitoka looked at the two of us with a smug smile on her face. I think you got the wrong word. I believe you meant to say incredible because you know he'd eat up that performance in a blink of an eye. You should join the drama club. Thank you. I just might do that. Maybe then I'll get even better. Maybe I'll even get even better and I'll be able to get you into trouble again like we were kids. You wouldn't dare. What's that? Do I hear a cry for an encore? That term's used for musical performances, not theater. I don't care. I'll use it for whatever I want. The point is, you know I'd do it. Oh yeah, I remember it quite clearly. Once Hitoka got her over her phase of adoration for her older brother, the two of them became really competitive. They'd fight over everything. Who got the last slice of pizza, who'd get to ride in the front seat of the car, who'd be the one in charge while their parents were out of the house. Hitoka would always play her theatrics when given the chance to get an advantage. Her performances would always get her father to side with her. Shuichi would always be left fuming when it happens. I have to agree with Cleveland here. You're a devil woman. I am to please myself. Man, that sounded so wrong. Huh? Realizing the meaning her words, her face immediately turns into a shade of bright red. Forget what you just heard. Ow. She lands a slap squarely on my left cheek, leaving me clutching my face as it throbs. What's the big idea? It's your fault for taking something I said and making it dirty. It's not my fault you're spouting off innuendo without thinking. Hitoka, it doesn't matter how embarrassed you might feel over what you said. You don't have any right to slap him in the face. Apologize. But apologize! Shuichi's voice is stern and commanding, almost like an adult chastising a small child. He leaves no opening to argue, nor does he expect you to. Unable to deny her brother, Hitoka looks away from me, her cheeks puffed and red. Louder, we have to hear you. Sorry! She looks up at me, and when she apologizes, quickly dropping her gaze back down to the floor once she is done. Her feet kick idly at the floor, and she squirms uncomfortably at her feet. She really does look like a child caught doing something bad right now. Guess there's no age for immaturity. Seriously, you weren't like this when we were kids. Come to think of it, it only happened after you got chummy with Saya that your temper dialed up to 11. It's kind of an unfair thing to say. Someone's really looking at the past with rose-tinted glasses. Whatever you say, I'm feeling tired now. I'm gonna head to bed. I thought you said you wanted to stay up late. I'm gonna kill my internet provider. You know that's facetious, because that sentence doesn't even make any sense. I thought you said you wanted to stay up late. Yeah, well, I'm feeling tired now, so we'll leave it at it for another day. Whatever you say. Have a good night, good rest of the night then, okay? Yeah, you too. She mumbles the words out very meekly. I can tell she feels embarrassed just because of the way she avoids eye contact with either of us. Good night. She nods, parroting those words back at me with a near whisper. That certainly put a damper on the mood. It's hard to be slapped and stay all merry and cheerful. I understand. Sorry for the way she acted. You're not your sister's babysitter. You don't need to apologize on her behalf. Besides, it's already been known for years that she has a temper. I should have actually seen that coming in retrospect. Well, I don't want to agree with you there, but kinda have to. To be honest, I also feeling pretty beat. Although that was also true an hour ago. When did we tell her we were exhausted? The only reason we stayed up was because she asked us to. In this sense, I think we still baby her a little too much. Tell me about it. How about I lay down on the futon for you and we head... How about I lay the futon down for you and we head to bed? Sounds like a great idea. I can already feel the sweet calling of dreamland. You always feel that. You'll sleep anywhere if I let you. If you let me? Who are you, the dream police? Oh, please, don't be ridiculous. Dream Patrol is a much cooler has a much cooler name, and I demand you call me that. You have a deal. Who knows? Maybe I'll even show up in your dreams tonight. 18-year-old Husky kills rival volleyball team. He wouldn't stop talking about how they were a hindrance. We should have seen it coming, say his friends. Please tell me your dreams aren't really that dark. Only when I want to mess with you. To be honest, I'm kind of scared of spending the night in the same room as you now. Ah, don't worry, I'm harmless, I swear. All I do is watch you sleep, nothing else. Keep that up and I'll make you sleep in the neighbor's kennel. Nice, I got a whole room to myself. Do I get a bone too? Oh, if you want one! Ha ha ha! Well, if I can use it to whack you upside the head for being an idiot. No fair, you already use most things for that. It's because you're always being an idiot. What can I say? I'm a happy person. Those two things aren't mutually necessary. Potato, potato. Now you're just not making sense for the heck of it. Okay, that's enough horsing around for now. We should get going to bed ourselves. Sure, I don't mind. Great, because I'm beat. I'm not feeling so hot right now either. I'd never be able to tell considering just how much you were joking around. Just because I'm tired doesn't mean I have to be grumpy. Sure, grumpy. That's what I am. Your sarcasm is showing. I certainly hope so. Look at this bedroom. Nice. Oh, shit, I didn't say that line. Fuck you. Fuck you. You don't do that to me. You don't do that to me! I lie uncomfortably in the dark room. It's been so many years since I've spent the night at Shoichi's house. While this certainly brings back some good old memories, it also has allowed me to realize something else. Shoichi still has the same futon he did years ago. Damn, this thing is so old and flat, it feels so uncomfortable lying down on it. My back hurts and my legs feel uncomfortable. I want to go home. I miss my bed. I take a deep breath as I readjust myself on the futon, trying to find some way to feel comfortable. If only this thing were softer. What are you doing? You're being noisy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. You didn't wake me as much as you've been keeping me up. What's going on? This futon. It's really hard and thin and uncomfortable. Oh, it is very old. Probably not the most comfortable thing to sleep on. I'll say. Shuichi then goes very quiet. It makes me think that he might have fallen asleep while we were talking. Shuichi? Oh, sorry, I was thinking of something. Just throwing this out there, but you can sleep on my bed if you want. I appreciate the offer, but I'm not going to kick you out of your bed. If it's uncomfortable for me to sleep here, it would be worse for you since you're bigger. That's not what I'm saying, you dork. I'm saying you could climb on the bed with me. Oh. Yeah, oh. I hadn't considered that. Just like that, the memory of what that guy Haruki told me on the rooftop comes back to mind immediately. I've been trying so hard to keep it out of my mind that it wouldn't bother me too much. I don't want to start treating Shuichi differently because of what some guy I don't even know said about him. And yet there's this little part of me who thinks he might be right. And that little part of me is now suspicious. It's the suspicious part of the brr. Damn it, she texted me. What's this? Oh, shit. We got word from Basket. According to Watba Basket case on Twitter, Aki is straight as an arrow. I don't know what I should do. It's not like we've never done this before. We used to share a bed half the time when we were kids, even though the futon was perfectly usable back then. Something about it being more fun to sleep together. Would I end up offending him if I said no? Crap, I'm overthinking this too much. The idea of not having to sleep on this hard futon is so tempting too. Cleveland, you there? You didn't fall asleep, did you? No, I'm here, just thinking it over. Geez, did the idea of sharing a bed with me warrant that much careful consideration? No, I'm dumb. What else is new? I don't even have to ask. Climb onto the bed with him. I make a point to ignore the little voice in my head telling me this is a bad idea. This is Shoichi. He's my best friend. I can't say what Haruki said doesn't bother me, and that probably makes me a horrible person, but I'm not going to treat him any differently because of that. Whether it's true or not, whether it's half true or not, gay or straight, Shuichi is still Shuichi. He will always be Shuichi, and I always will be his friend. Oh, look at this. Look at this man right here. Look at this man. Look at this man. I see what you mean by saying that there was going to be a better opportunity for a thumbnail. I don't think this was the thumbnail that I saw Cookie use. Huh, wow. I wasn't expecting you to actually take me up on my offer. What? You didn't really want me to accept? Nah, don't be crazy. It just surprised me. After all, you've been really fussy over this sort of thing lately. This sort of thing? Yeah, you've made a fuss whenever I tried to pet you or be a little more physical with you. Haven't you noticed that I've been pretty much completely stopped since class started? Wow, you're right. I can't remember you doing it even once recently. It's because you've been acting kind of uncomfortable around me, especially with the past 2 or 3 weeks. Still, I won't lie, it makes me happy that you took me up on my offer. Oh, the smile! Oh, the smile! He's smiling! Look at this bastard right here! What do you mean? This kind of thing is just so nostalgic. Remember how we used to do this all the time when we were kids? We'd fall asleep playing games together, just talk until we drifted off. Yeah, I guess we did used to do that a lot. Yeah. That's why it made me happy when you took me up on my offer. I see. The sweet expression on Shuichi's face tugged at my heartstrings. Seeing him look so happy and unburdened was, for some reason, it made me really happy too. At that moment, my mind couldn't help but notice how handsome he was. A thought that really made me feel uncomfortable and embarrassed. Hey, it's White Buh! White Buh! What's wrong? You seem a little out of it. It's nothing, I'm just tired. I guess today really was a pretty tiring day, huh? By the way, thanks again for today. For what? For helping me with everything, you idiot. This again? You already thanked me so much. Doesn't hurt to say it again. I really had fun today, despite all the hassle. Same here. This was a really fun way, a good way to spend the day. I hope things get going smoothly for us in the following days. God knows we need to rest from all this festival mayhem. Yeah, trying to stay on top of all of this stuff going on is pretty hard. The whole school is chaotic. It's 10 times worse for me because I'm helping organize the festival for the whole school, not just for my class. I'd imagine. Sometimes it could be suffocating. All the stuff I have to work on. Feel like I have to juggle everyone's problems all the time when I barely have enough time and energy to deal with my own. Yeah, White Buh. How you doing? Oh, God, the fucking stream. Oh, God. This is what we've been dealing with this entire past 3 hours. White Buh is my fucking internet just not wanting to work. I really wish I could get a break. Unable to think of anything to say, I merely continue to look at him. The face I'm making right now must be terrible because very soon Shuichi's staring at me with a troubled expression. Sorry, I'm probably overwhelming you by saying all this crap when you're just trying to go to sleep, right? I don't know why. I've just felt like talking. It's alright. I want you to talk to me if you're having trouble. That's what I'm here for, isn't it? You're too nice. Too precious. I wouldn't want to bother you with trivial details. It's not a bother. I want to know if you're ever suffering that much. I'll keep that in mind, though I won't make any promises. It's just not in my nature to burden other people with my problems. Then your nature needs to change. Only if you could ever get mad at me in a time. Only you could ever get mad at me in a time like this. Never change, Cleveland. Huh? What do you mean? I mean that I really like the way you are. You're such a breath of fresh air. Spending time with you never fails to make me feel lighter. Honestly, it's like all my burdens suddenly aren't a big deal anymore. Would it be too sappy if I said it was healing? I'd say so, yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Man, I must have been going more tired than I thought. Even though I'm talking, I feel really sleepy. Then just roll over and go to sleep. Aw, but I want to stay up and talk with you more. It feels like I've been going so long. It's been so long since we've really talked like this. I know I said it already, but it feels really nostalgic. I missed this. Yeah. My heart is beating fast inside my chest. I feel like a deep sense of longing is being sated as we continue to speak. I don't know why, but I feel like right here and now, I'm happy. Just happy. Nothing else. It's such a pleasant, warm feeling. At this time, I can't help but think of how wonderful Shuichi's smile is. what he said about me. The truth is that it's the same for me. Just seeing him smile already makes me feel so much better. You're not the only one, you know? Shoichi? His eyes are closed, his breathing is deep and rhythmical. 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 Looks like he fell asleep while I was thinking about things. Good night, Shoichi. Hope he'll have sweet dreams tonight. I guess this is a dream. I walk along the mass of people around, trying to follow behind the giant mound of blue fur that walks ahead of me. For some reason, today his back seems so much larger than usual. The stalls around us are all exploding with activity, with people coming and going carelessly. From the corner of my eyes, I can see so many familiar faces. I see Class Rep and Kyoko running a dartboard, excitedly calling people over to try them out. Saya-chan and the tennis club members are all lining up to eat some ramen in another nearby stall. Jin and Geen, I guess, are arguing with each other because Geen seems to have eaten all the food they were supposed to serve to their customers. Geikun is arguing with our teachers about something, making obscene gestures that are so unlike him. Jun's dressed like a taiko drummer, pounding on the drums on top of the stage and the bright smile on his face. Vic-kun and Ryoji are walking around trying different games. Ryoji still looks like just as bored as always, though. I also catch a glimpse of a white wolf, but he merely turns away from me when our eyes meet. For some reason, Takahiko-san is throwing a ball into a target, causing Hitoga to fall into a pit of water when he hits it. He looks so much happier than I am used to seeing him. It's such a bizarre sight. I keep walking behind Shoichi this whole time, but it feels like we never go anywhere. I try calling out to him, but I realize my voice doesn't work. I reach for my throat, trying to utter some kind of sound, but as I grow more desperate, my voice refuses to come out. That's what I realize. Despite all the people being here, despite them doing all these things, I can hear no sound. Then something begins to echo. I realize that it's the sound of rain, slowly increasing in intensity. Even though it's so faint and subtle, it also feels as if it's roaring and drowning everything else around. Wait, how did I even get here in the first place? A feeling of not belonging starts to assault me as my chest grows tighter. So hazy. Almost as if it could disappear if I reached out to touch it. I close my eyes, and as I grip my chest, the fear that's been building up inside of me is so overwhelming that it's nearly blinding. I try to remember what I'm supposed to be doing, but my mind feels as if it's covered in a thick haze. Where am I? How did I get here? Just as I feel like I might be completely taken by the confusion, I feel a hand gripping my shoulder. My eyes shoot open to reveal Shoichi right in front of me. We're no longer in the festival. I feel like this place is familiar somehow, but my mind can't connect. Shoichi's mouth moves as he begins to talk, but no sound comes out of it. My brain can't comprehend what's going on as it desperately attempts to fill the gaps. I try to understand what is going on, but the fog just continues to grow heavier. Shoichi continues to speak without making an actual sound. I can feel as if the vibrations of his voice are echoing through my body, but my ears refuse to hear. I try to look around me, trying to figure out what's going on. I feel my hand being squeezed as Shoichi suddenly leans close to me. I love you. Everything. Why the fuck did I slap myself so much? Everything blacks out for a split second, then his words seem to hit me like a truck. The whole world went dark for me. I could hear nothing but Shoichi's voice. Just as soon as the darkness came, it vanished, bringing everything back into focus. Shoichi still stood in front of me with a big smile on his face. He looked me up and down expectantly. My heart, which had been racing this whole time, suddenly felt like it stopped. The only sound I could hear was the rain roaring all around us. Those words kept playing on repeat inside my head. Why is it so hard to concentrate? Unable to think of anything, but those words still lingered in the air. I nodded. Tears welled up in my eyes as the husky leaned closer to me. The smell of damp fur tickles my nose, which was funny, because he wasn't wet at all. As my childhood friend approached me slowly, just a little closer at a time until our noses could almost touch, a hand cupped my cheek, stroking me softly. I tried to turn my face to look away, but he gently pulled my head back to look right at him. His lips moved once more, even though I still couldn't hear any words, but yet I could feel the enormity of them hitting me again. It was the same words as last time. I love you. Something wet brushes against my lips as my brain glitches out again. Unable to comprehend what's happening, my vision goes dark. All I can feel is the gentle sensation of someone else's lips pressed up against mine. I'm being kissed by Shoichi. And somehow, I'm dimly aware that I begin to kiss back. My eyes shoot open violently. As the haze begins to lift from inside my mind, I begin to make out shapes again. I'm in Shoichi's room? Oh, that's right, I'm spending the night here because it was too late to walk back home. I was dreaming. What? How was I dreaming of that? I turn around in bed only to see Shoichi's face lying right next to mine. My whole body freezes for a second as I try to remember why Shoichi is in bed with me. My recollections start catching up with me again as I remember accepting his offer to share his bed. I watch him breathing peacefully in his sleep. Somehow, seeing him like this has such a calming effect on my heart. The rush of emotions that I've been feeling is completely drowned out, leaving only a single emotion on the forefront. The sound of my heart beating echoes inside my head. I lean in closer to him. I can feel his breathing against my face. He looks so calm and peaceful like this. It makes me so happy seeing him this way. I touch the tip of his nose. Oh my god! The tip of my nose against his. I can feel a desire building up inside my chest. I lean in a little further and... What the hell am I doing? My brain finally catches up to what I'm doing as the last remnants of my sleepy days lifts from my mind, causing me to immediately jump away before I can go through with what I was about to do. Get a grip, me! I lie on my back as far away from Shoichi as I can without falling off the bed. Covering my eyes with my hand, I let the realization of what I was about to do sink in. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with me? I have a dream of kissing my best friend, and suddenly I wake up only to try and do it? That would definitely be sexual assault. Getting carried away by a dream and nearly kissing someone because of it. I'm just so pathetic. It's all that damn wolf's fault for putting those thoughts in my head in the first place. I turn to look at Shoichi again. Despite my rowdiness, he still sleeps undisturbed. Good thing I didn't wake him up. That would just be embarrassing. But I can't deny that I've been feeling a lot about him lately. Even if it's just been trying to make sense of what he feels for me. Whether what that guy said is true or not, I don't know, but... maybe Not letting my brain finish that thought, I turn around in bed and try to go back to sleep. I could probably avoid having mind-shattering realizations in the middle of the night when I'm still sleepy. I should probably avoid having mind-shattering realizations in the middle of the night while I'm still sleepy. Aww. May 22nd. Well, I think... okay, so... I've been streaming for 3 hours, and I think I've done more than enough for today. It's already 6 o'clock. I haven't really eaten today other than a few of these peanut butter things. So I'm good. I'm tired of dealing with this fucking internet problem that I've been having. I'm tired of just pushing myself too far. That's it for today. thank you all very much for joining me. I'm going to make sure to save. Boom. We will see what day 14 has in store for us on the next episode of Tennis Ace. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the trained and professional, speaking with the voices in my head when I say until next time, fare thee well. Bye, everyone. Oh, man.